Welcome to another edition of Source Selection Soundbites. Today we will discuss price realism. The intent of a price realism analysis is to determine whether the prices offered are too low. An agency should be on guard against the risk of adverse consequences that low prices may present, such as awarding to a vendor for one price, but ultimately paying a lot more because of the modifications that will be necessary for the vendor to effectively perform the government's requirement. These performance issues manifest during contract administration because the contract is underfunded in key areas of the requirement. The price realism analysis is similar to a cost realism analysis, but the goal is different. The main focus of a cost realism analysis is the total cost the government is obligated to pay, but the main focus of the price realism analysis is detecting and avoiding performance risk. A price realism analysis is performed on fixed price contracts, labor hour contracts, and time and material contracts. The labor portion of the aforementioned contracts is not subject to a price adjustment even if the cost of performance is underestimated. That feature of these contracts occasions the risk of unsuccessful contract performance. Performance risks arises when a vendor underestimates the cost of performance. The cost of performance can be underestimated in several different ways. The CO should review various portions of the proposal. 1. To ensure an understanding of the requirement in terms of the tasks that must be performed. 2. To ensure the adequacy of the quantity and mix of labor and materials used to build the estimate to support the requirements. 3. To ensure the price quoted is consistent with the approach set forth in the vendor's proposal, and 4. To ensure the vendor has the ability to attract and retain qualified personnel. It is important to note that the exact processes the agency must adopt to perform the analysis and make the price realism determination depends on a variety of factors, such as the wording of the solicitation, the vendor's proposal, the clauses in the contract, and the chosen contract type. In terms of understanding the requirement, the CO needs to ensure that there are no faulty assumptions, such as not including a required task, omitting some of the scope, or omitting materials in the pricing quotation. The adequacy of labor or materials is sometimes not related to not understanding the tasks to be performed, but underestimating the resources required to successfully perform the work. The low price in these instances is occasioned by underestimating the seniority of the skill sets needed and the level of effort needed to perform the requirement, which is often fueled by being overly optimistic about the rate of progress that can be achieved, given current obstacles or site conditions. If the government dictates the labor mix and level of effort for services or the quantity and quality for supplies, the vendor has most of the information needed to provide a viable quotation, but they may still underestimate the cost associated with these resources. Another area of concern is price matching. That is, does the vendor's price align with the solution proposed to perform the work? This kind of analysis is usually done when the vendor is free to propose a purely performance-based solution. Lastly, the analysis can be used to guard against service disruptions and high turnover due to insufficient remuneration. This risk can manifest as low, fully loaded labor rates or via inadequate salaries and benefits to attract and retain personnel in the market. In this episode of Source Selection Soundbites, we discussed price realism basics and its related concepts. This concludes today's Source Selection Soundbite. If this video was helpful, hit the like and subscribe button to ensure you don't miss any new material. If you want more details on the subject, they are available on the Source Selection Answer app. It contains lectures, quizzes, court cases, sample documents, and more material that allows practitioners to quickly obtain actionable knowledge. Thanks for watching. See you next time.